you gorgeous donut. People have been confessing their deepest and darkest secrets on the Reddit thread r/confessions, and we're going to take a look at the worst of them. The further we get into this video, the worse the confessions get, and there's one later on that genuinely I feel like I shouldn't even share with you. Let's get into this. I had a Hobbit themed birthday so I could see people's feet. I don't need to read on with this one, I'm okay. I'm alright. I don't need to go to Middle Earth. Recently watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy and loved it. Great movies! My birthday was coming up, so I told my girlfriend a Shire birthday would be fun, meaning everybody dresses up like a hobbit. I do like the aesthetic and vibe, but truly, the main reason was the idea of seeing our mutual friends' bare feet. Okay, do they know about the real reason for this party or not? A couple of people wore socks, but most didn't, inconsiderate. One drew hair on her feet, which I didn't care for, still appreciated it, and saw a lot of beautiful feet. This was a few months ago. I kind of think this is a little bit creepy. I don't think the format of having a birthday in the Shire and everyone dressing up as a hobbit is creepy. I actually think that's really fun. That sounds like a birthday party that I would want to attend. But I wouldn't want to attend it because of the purpose. Like, if I knew that the birthday boy was only having this party so he could stare at my feet, I would feel uncomfortable. And I'm gonna wear socks. I'm gonna wear 2 layers of socks. Do you know what? I'm gonna wear the socks where you can kind of see, your toes poking out. Just so every single toe has got that extra level of security. Like, this is just strange, isn't it? I feel like you have a foot fetish, my friend. And the fact that you've kind of discovered that you've got this foot fetish through watching Lord of the Rings is kind of remarkable, because, the feet in Lord of the Rings arguably aren't the nicest of feet. And the fact that somebody, tried to look a little bit more like the Hobbit's feet by drawing hairs on them, and you didn't appreciate it, that shows that you truly just wanted to see people's bare feet. You weren't bothered about them looking like Hobbit's feet. Someone's went the extra mile to impress you, and you've went, oh mate, come on, right, you're taking it too far there. I know we're trying to be Hobbits, but that's just out of order, mate. We've got to draw a line somewhere, and you've crossed it. You can't even see the line. I feel like if you did let people know that you would, appreciate if people would come barefoot, or just kind of told people that you are interested in the feet, at least then people could make the decision if they want to come or not. Because, people probably put a lot of effort into their outfits, and you just didn't really appreciate it. You just wanted to stare at their feet. It's a little, it is a confession. I'll praise you on that. You have been very honest here. A bit too honest, I'm afraid. I'm not sure Gandalf would have appreciated this confession. I don't think you would have been invited to Isengard, is what I'm trying to say. I'm glad you had your Hobbit party, but I'm also glad I'm not your friend. Yeah, so true, bestie. That is kind of how I feel. I'm happy that he was able to live out his fantasy, but I wouldn't want to be in the same room as this person, and I wouldn't want to turn me back or me feet to this person. Oh my good God. Boyfriend received job from a crackhead. Okay, this isn't really your confession, but, nevertheless, I'm here for it. Hi guys, this is not a made-up story. Always a great start. 2 nights ago, I found a very disturbing video of the guy I have been seeing for over a year receiving head from a crackhead on the street in London. Ooh, a little bit close to home, this one. It's 5 hours away, actually. I don't know why I said 3. 3 on a train. You don't care. This is really bad, obviously. Love, him receiving a BJ, we'll call it, for monetization purposes, from anyone is bad enough, especially there's a video to go with it. That same evening, he met up with me and was intimate with me since it happened. The same night? Come on! Any night, but the same. The worst part is, he also lied that same evening after he finished doing the deed. He messaged me saying someone had jumped on the train tracks, and that was the reason for his delay. This is almost like a movie. Somebody jumped on the train tracks, so the only thing that he could do was get a BJ from, in his own words, a crackhead. Okay, I don't really see the correlation here. These train tracks seem to be perpendicular, not parallel. How could he pay a desperate... He paid! Sorry. How could he pay a desperate crackhead to give him a blow and then go inside of me? How irresponsible. Unfaithful, and no values this guy has. But on top of that, lying about a random side just to cover your lies is incredible. I told him I would give him oral sex once we were in an exclusive relationship. He chose to pay some desperate stranger off the street. He will never receive oral sex from me. That is his loss. Also, let me please mention, he is Muslim and his family is religious. He feels proud of being a Muslim. This happened on the 4th of February, so 3 weeks ago. I can't speak about this with anyone. Any advice? you've come to the right place. Look, right, the Cam Kirkham Reacts YouTube channel with the community of donuts. We'll give you all the advice you need. There's a lot to break down in this, so let's just do this in chronological order. The fact he's had a BJ from anyone, we've already established this is terrible, and the fact there's a video to go with it. Did the person from the street film this? But then, you know, how would they know who you are? Like, how did they find your boyfriend's Instagram? That's what I want to know. Like, or did he take the video and then did he send it to someone? Or did he send it to you? Like, how did you get the video? That's what I want to know. There's not enough context here. Now, yeah, he's had the BJ off the person is terrible. But the fact that he's been inside of you in your own words after this guy is the worst. Like, genuinely the worst. If he knew as well that, you know, you and him were going to be intimate that night, he's decided to be intimate with someone else. Also, he paid them. Like, that's embarrassing. I know I'm being cruel here, but that's embarrassing. I'm just saying it for what it is. I'm not trying to, like, you know, call you out here, but the way that you kind of, it seems like you're also blaming the person on the street that them off for money. Like, maybe they need them, but like, they don't know that he's in a relationship. They don't, you know, they don't know. They're just doing this to get by. You know, obviously not the, you know, they're not living the best life here. Like, they don't really have, although it's a bad thing that they're doing, it's not really their fault. You know, he probably didn't tell them that he's in a relationship. It's also hilarious that you called him irresponsible. Like, he is irresponsible, but there's a lot more worse words you could probably use. What about it's just he's irresponsible. You have give us a bit of context where, you know, clearly, you know, you're not comfortable with performing a BJ on him until you are in an exclusive relationship, which is a fair thing. Like, if that's what you're comfortable with, that's your boundaries. Fair play, love, right? You do that. But clearly, he doesn't respect your boundaries. Clearly, you know, he's not willing to wait. Like, but also, it's not like you aren't doing anything. Like, clearly, you are still, you know, doing the deed. Like, you are doing it, which arguably some people would say is a step further than oral thing. So this guy just has no leg to stand on whatsoever, like, at all, doing this. It's also good that you haven't backed down. Like, you've said, like, all right, he's never receiving it from me now. And I can't imagine how you feel knowing this. Like, it's a complete break of trust. Even though it's disgusting what he's done, like, it's the fact it's a break of trust, which emotionally is just gonna hurt you so much. Like, how are you meant to trust this guy ever again? I know there's not a competition with what's worse, but if he slept with someone or whatever, like, that would also be horrific, but I think this is worse. The fact he's paid and the fact he was with you the same night, like, this is so much worse than him just cheating on you. I know there's not a hierarchy to it, but this would hurt me a lot more. I think it's because it's not just a drunken mistake or anything. Like, even though that's not an excuse, there's thought behind this. Like, he's actually, like, went and really hurt you emotionally and physically here. I definitely think it is important to, you know, get tested for anything. You know, like, if this person who did perform oral on is doing this for other people, chances are they're not getting checked, and you can, you know, obviously contract STIs from oral as well as, you know, normal. So I definitely would consider, you know, getting checked out. Like, this was 6 months ago, and you're watching this, do it. Someone said call his mother. Oh my god, is there anybody watching that would do this? Call his mother! Oh, that would teach him. You would never do this again. Also, I know, like, there's very strict rules within Islam, and I definitely know this isn't, you know, accepted within Islam. But I don't even think, you know, his religion has anything to do with this either. I think this is just bad for anyone. If you're religious, if you're not religious, like, you know, I don't think it, like, has any real relevance. It's just horrific for anybody to do. Honestly, I feel like r/confession may be a wilder thread than am I the asshole? I mean, you know, you'll be the judge of that one. But these are just wild. I did the most humiliating thing I've ever done in someone else's house. You know what? I love the clickbait here, love. I love the intrigueness of it. You're not telling where exactly what you've done. You're letting the story tell where. Oh, this must be a professional. It was my birthday. Oh, they're setting the scene, man. Okay, I'll just read it all. And I got absolutely wrecked. Left the club with a guy I'd literally just met that night. You can probably guess what happened there, so let's fast forward. Did he pay you for oral? Just saying. Weird coincidence happening here. I wake up in the middle of the night, still pretty tipsy and desperately needing to pee. So there I am, totally naked, stumbling around this stranger's shared house. Panic searching for the bathroom before I fully lose it. First door, no. Second door, it's the kitchen. And then it hits me. No slow build up, just a full on, uncontrollable stream. Oh my God, Lord. I'm clutching myself like a mad woman, making a wild dash to another possible door. I fling it open. It's not a bathroom. It's a closet. How many doors does this house have? It's like bloody Squid Game. Takeshi's Castle over here. Bloody hell, does this guy live in Monsters, Inc? It's a closet filled with power tools. Yep, I full-on peed all over a pile of boxed up power tools. And of course, after that, I find the actual bathroom. I try to clean up, but all I can find is 3 little sad squares of toilet paper, no towels, no wipes, just me and my shit. I did what I could, then bolted. To this day, I'm still beyond terrified. It's hands down the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. And just when I thought it was behind me, boom! I see him again. 5 months later, out in public, we pass each other. I pray to every single higher power that he didn't recognize me. That was just yesterday. Okay, you know, after the last confession, I was like, it's not getting worse than that. Yeah, you win. You win. You've broke me. Okay, you've broke me, Reddit. Hope you're happy. I'm a broken man right now. I feel like the guy has to take some responsibility here for having so many doors. Like, why do you need so many doors? Honestly, why do you need so many doors? There's only so many things that can be behind doors in houses. It's also the fact she said, like, first door, nope. Second door, it's the kitchen. What was behind the first door? You've talked about what was behind every other door. Was that someone's bedroom? I have no idea. Obviously, it being a shared house. Like, that's what makes it worse. The fact it's a shared house. I don't even know if it's a house where he kind of knows the other people he lives with. You know, that kind of living situation. Oh, this is just so awkward, man. I can't imagine, like, the scenario of being in a closet with loads of power tools and just having a piss. Like, how does that even happen? Like, could you not hold it? Like, was it that bad where you were just like, oh, just right, there we go. Right on top of the drill. It's what I would have wanted. Also, imagine if, like, all those power tools just started, like, setting on fire after that. Right, that's a safety hazard, love. That is a safety hazard. You could have burned the whole place down. The thing is, right, the fact you haven't been able to clean it up, like, that's gonna smell. The fact it's in a closet, which I imagine isn't ventilated, there's not a window in there that you can open, that's gonna stink. And, like, for weeks after you leave, they're gonna be walking around the house going, anyone just smell like this really faint smell of piss? Like, every single time you walk past here, it just stinks of piss. Don't know where it came from. I just know you would have felt so embarrassed as well. Like, did you just get back into bed with them? Like, obviously you're gonna have piss down your leg and everything. And there was only 3 sad squares of toilet paper. Surely you've wiped them off yourself. Just can't imagine having a one-night stand with someone and they just piss in your closet, man. That's humbling. That is absolutely humbling. I mean, you've only got yourself to blame here, really. You know, I'm trying to offer a little bit of comfort here. You've only got yourself. Under no excuse should you go to a random person's house and piss in their closet. I'd never go to someone's house, no matter how many doors it has, and piss in the closet. Jesus, how many people are getting stuff by people on the street? I can't read another one out. Just the headline of this one. I let hot homeless girl blow me. Morally questioning myself now. It says hear me out. I'm not gonna do it. We've already covered a story like this. I thought that would be a one-off. Clearly not. Are people just going in the street and just, you know, just pulling their pants down and just asking what is going on? The street's unsafe, man. I hired a professional cuddler from a cuddling website. I feel like this one's just gonna be sad, isn't it? Honestly, felt like kind of a loser doing this, but I had my reasons, which I can expand on in the thread. I paid $120 for the hour. Bloody hell. Need to get myself on Indeed. So some were offering a bit cheaper, but I liked the look of this girl. I saw, and the vibe I got when I messaged her, so didn't mind her rate. No immediate bad thoughts. I definitely would say I enjoyed the experience overall, but still trying to process how I feel about everything. Okay. Now, I feel like a lot of people would take the piss out of you for this, but honestly, I'm not going to do this because I don't feel like you're doing this for the cuddle. I feel like you're doing this because you're alone, right? Like, and you want to have some, you know, some touch, and not in like a way or anything like that. You just want to feel as if you're loved and appreciated. I guess that's what a cuddle is, right? Like, a cuddle is like you're embracing someone and you just feel like someone's got you, and you've got someone, so you can kind of trick your mind like this is what you're doing here. I actually feel kind of upset reading this because this is just somebody that is really sad, and clearly they're not getting, you know, the satisfaction within their own life from the people around them, and they don't feel valued, and they might not feel loved, and this is this person's way of feeling loved. Now, obviously, they're paying for this, so, you know, the person is pretending to love them. They might actually care about them, you know, after talking to them, but they're offering a service here, so you're not actually getting what you're craving. You are for like an hour, but you're not really getting it. So that's probably why you feel worse afterwards, because you're kind of left with the guilt. I'm not saying you should feel guilty, because honestly, you're not hurting anyone doing this, and someone else is, you know, getting money off you. So it's not like you're hurting anyone, as long as you're not weird about it. But you're gonna feel guilty because like afterwards, you're like $120 down, which is a lot of money, and you don't have anyone. You know, you know that was kind of a fabricated, fake scenario that was set up to make you feel like you're not alone, which is gonna make you feel even more alone. And honestly, I really sympathize with you, because this is you know, being alone and feeling alone is one of the worst things. Even, you know, if someone is a millionaire, billionaire, whatever it is, if they're alone and they feel alone, they're not going to be happy. Now, I'm not saying that you need somebody in your life. Like, a lot of people are very independent and don't need other people. But everybody at one point has definitely felt like alone. And some people feel really alone. And clearly this is one of these people. And sometimes when you're at such a desperate, you're at such a, your back's against a wall, you're so desperate, you feel like you've got nobody, you do turn to things like this, right? Because it makes you feel like, you know, you do have someone, like I've just said. I know I'm deeping this, but I actually feel really bad for this guy. And I don't even, you know, I don't think it's something to take the piss out of. The top comment, touch deprivation is real, my friend. I mean, I've never heard that term, but yeah, right? Like, yeah, I can imagine, you know, especially if your love language is not even like with a partner, but just with family and stuff, is touch. Like, you like to cuddle your family, or even if it's just like a high five or whatever it is. If that's your like emotional, like your way of showing emotion, if you're not getting that, then of course you're gonna just feel so sad. Of course. Someone has said that if they get a massage, like a therapeutic one, it can be less awkward and often cheaper, a way of managing it. Now, I've never had a massage for that purpose, but yeah, I can imagine that probably, you know, that might help. And also you might feel a little bit less guilty because it's actually a profession. Well, I'm not saying a professional cuddler's not a profession, but you know what I mean. It's more of a old, respected, being a massage therapist is more respected than a professional cuddler, and you're going to feel less guilt. That's just the top and bottom of it. How do you even become a professional cuddler? That's what I want to know. Like, how do you know you're good at cuddling? Do you, like, does someone just say, oh yeah, you're a good cuddler, you, and then you're like, why don't I just turn this into my job? Like, I like to do it. Should I just charge people for cuddles? You're like a real life Care Bear. That's incredible, by the way. Honestly, with some of the videos I've seen with people like falling in love with AI, like bots and stuff, I feel like professional cuddlers and their profession could be on the rise. This could be something to get into if, you know, if you are thinking of having a side hustle out there. Try this. Moving on. Every single time I move on to a new confession, I'm like, well, this one will be a bit, you know, better than the last one. This one isn't. I found that every time the hard way. I just found out I'm not properly cleaning my piss after 17 years. Okay, now confession time for me. I'm no, wait, sorry, shouldn't have said that right there. Bad timing. I'm worried. Because I just hope that I didn't know there was a proper way to do it. I'm worried now that I'm not. Anyway, warning, a little bit gross. I mean, you could have told us before the headline, mate. An alt account, because I'm so embarrassed for anyone who even vaguely knows me to hear this. God, this is going to be awful, isn't it? Okay, so I'm unsurprised, and obviously you're supposed to peel back the skin in the shower to clean it on a daily basis. I only started doing that a month ago. And I only did that because I saw... I can't. Sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. And I only did that because I saw the slowly starting to come out. Come out? Like, ooze? Really embarrassing. But for the past month, I have been cleaning it properly. That's not the worst part. Please! What could be worse than that? That's just the intro. That's just the opening credits. Yesterday, I was getting ready to off, but I wanted to try it with the peeled back, because I heard that's the better way to do it when you're too much detail. Spoiler, not the better way at all. I peeled it back, but it was really dry and it hurt, so I tried to put it back into place. This is making us ill, genuinely. But my tip was really irritated at that point, and I touched it in the wrong spot, and my piss started bleeding. This is like a horror movie, genuinely. I don't think Weapons was this bad watching it. Blood got all over my room. All over? What is it, like a sprinkler? On my bed sheets, my towel, the carpet, my clothes, my leg, and my hand. It was so scary. I'm so sorry. I need to take this more serious. It was so scary. The first thing I could think of was calling my mom. And luckily, she's a doctor. So while she was on the job, I got driven to her hospital, and she had to look at it and fix the issue. Such a low moment in my life. And after the hospital and shower and the ointment, when I woke up, I was bleeding again. Anyways, just had to say this here, because the only two people who know this are myself and my mom. Okay, and you know, all the rest of Reddit know this as well, so thanks for sharing. You know what, I actually feel like we should close the r/confessions thread now. I feel like it's gone, people are too comfortable on the internet. I feel like you should take this to the grave with you. Like, I know, like, you know, you should always talk about stuff, right? Like, talking about issues is good. Because an issue shared is an issue halved, right? But it seems like you've moved past this. I don't know why you're sharing this to us. I think I just get more affected by this because whenever there's talk of like blood and stuff like this, like I lose all of the feeling in my hand. Like I can't make a fist now. Like genuinely, that is me trying to make a fist. I swear down. If anything like Grey's Anatomy's on the telly, if Chloe's watching it and they're, you know, I start like getting really wheezy. I really struggle with it. So like when you were describing where the blood was, honestly, I was nearly passing out. So sorry if I'm being a bit overly dramatic with this. These just seem like two totally separate stories. You know, like you've got a lot of issues, my friend. You know, the first issue, you could have just stopped it at that, and the second issue seems like one for another day. You know, like I don't think they're really... I'm glad that you're cleaning properly now. You know, it took you 17 years, but you got there. You know, you got there. That's good. You know, better late than never. You know, imagine it was another 17 years. You're 34 discovering this, then would have an issue. I don't know really what he meant where the was coming out, as if like, I don't know, it's like the Demogorgon out of Stranger Things just, you know, coming through the gate. I don't really know, and I don't really want to know, honestly, if I'm being really honest with you, mate. I'm a nurse and I 100% judge people based on their veins. Okay, new insecurity unlocked. That's great. Wearing long sleeves for the rest of eternity now. I do anyway, to be fair. Okay, so I know this might sound weird, but I have to confess something. I am a nurse. What? You're so right. That is so weird. A nurse? Oh, sorry. There's more. And I definitely judge patients based on their veins. If you have big, straight, beautiful veins, I instantly love you. You are the MVP. I could get blood or start an IV with my eyes closed. But if your veins are tiny, hard to find, or moving around like they are trying to escape, I am already mentally preparing for a struggle. Yeah, I am also preparing for a struggle right now. This is making us weak again. I always stay calm and professional on the outside, but inside, I am either celebrating or quietly panicking. So yes, if you have ever wondered whether your nurse is silently evaluating your veins, the answer is absolutely yes. I guess it's a confession, okay, right? This is a safe space to, you know, confess whatever, okay? But this just makes me not want to get blood tests done anymore. Like, do I have... Veins kind of freak me out anyway. Like, I feel like my veins are pretty big. Like, yeah, I can clearly see my veins. Can you see them on camera? You kind of can. You can't really, but they're kind of like bulging a little bit. Like I'm kind of lucky in that respect, so I guess I won't get judged that hard. Kind of disgusts us though. Like, why do I have veins? That's oh, okay. Well, guess that's the end of this one, guys. I just know that I would feel insecure now going, like, next time I go, you know, the hospital or the doctors, I'm going to be thinking, are they judging me? Like, the entire time now. Like, I didn't have that insecurity before. Now I do. My 18-year-old daughter caught my wife and I having sex. Oh, that's trauma for her. Bless her. That's her never ever wanting to do it. So to preface this, we were not having loving mommy and daddy vanilla sex. My wife is not that kind of woman. I would never describe her like this to anyone without it being anonymous, but my wife is a certified freak. Alright, well, great start for the daughter. On the outside, she looks like a normal 40-year-old wife and a mother, but that woman is kinky, deprived, mania. Okay, we get it, right? She likes, you know, she likes to do it. Okay. She loves being tied up, yeah? Okay, we get it. We get it. She likes it. She likes being tied up, blindfolded, choked, degraded, walked on a leash. I love how we started this off being like, I'd never say this if it wasn't anonymous, but my wife's a bit of a freak. And now this is what he's talking about. She is hyper and hypersensitive. I've seen her have 9 orgasms back to back. Okay, it's a fake story. Just not possible. Right? Like, girls can't have orgasms. Like, girls don't have poos. So why even lying? Like, everyone knows only boys can have orgasms. My daughter was going to a sleepover party at her best friend's house. We told her to have fun and be safe. The second she was out the house, my wife said, meet me in the basement in 20 minutes. The basement? Bloody hell, man. I knew what I had to do. I went down there and dusted off the large wooden chest that I keep buried away and locked. I set up the bandage table. The bandage table? Got her favourite clam. This video is going to get demonetized. Like, come on, man. Why is he so in depth? The she likes, her blindfold, made sure the was charged, her butt was ready to go and got the rope ready. Okay, could you be a little bit more specific next time, mate? Just trying to really paint this picture in me head. I haven't got enough information here. I'll spare the details. Spare the details? Spare the bloody details? This is sparing the details. There's too much detail. I'll spare the details. But my daughter came home early and unannounced. She heard screaming in the basement. My wife is loud when she closes. Yep. No doubt. And walked in on her mother bound and restrained with a blindfold and clamps on her brains out. I don't even... Genuinely. Like, I'm seeming like a prude here. This is one of the wildest things I've ever read. Like, it's how in detail he is. He's acting as if he's not into this. Like, oh God, my wife. The man, it's like he's writing some sort of like erotic Wattpad story. Also... Right, I'll finish this before I start talking. Obviously, she screamed and ran. It took a lot to calm her down. I untied my wife and got dressed and talked to her about what she saw. She kept apologizing and we told her she didn't do anything wrong and there's nothing to apologize for. But we're so sorry that she saw that. This was just last night, so things are really awkward. This was legitimately the worst embarrassing moment of my life. I really hope we didn't permanently scar our daughter. Yep, you are. You shouldn't feel shame for having this as a thing, okay? Like, clearly you two are really into each other. You satisfy each other's, you know, things you need to satisfy, which is amazing, especially, you know, being together that long. You're 40, the fire's still going. That is amazing. But, and it's a big but again, this doesn't stop the fact that your daughter will forever be traumatized from what she saw. Like, if she just walked in on yous having the vanilla, you know, doing the deed the vanilla way, I'm trying to make this video monetized somehow, then maybe she can kind of just get over that and just put that to the back of her mind and just try to kind of paper over them cracks that she's just so as a parent sleeping together. The fact that her mum was tied up and you had a mask on, she's never going to forget that. Ever. Like, genuinely ever. Sorry to, you know, like, burst any sort of optimism you had that she would just forget about this after a couple of weeks. She won't. I can't imagine my daughter walking in during a vanilla quickly. I shall pray for you, good sir. Virtual hugs, brother. Yeah, I feel like you need the number for the professional cuddler at this point. This is the only thing that's going to solve your wounds, I'm afraid. Who's starting the GoFundMe for this kid's lifelong therapy? Jesus. And, you know, they're joking, but they're not, because genuinely I feel like the child might need, or the 18-year-old, you know, daughter might need therapy after this. I've never been in this situation, so I can't really kind of talk exactly how it's going to feel, but it's going to change her relationship probably with doing it when she's ready to, you know, do whatever she wants to do. She's always going to have this traumatizing first experience with it because of what she saw. This is going to affect our relationships moving forward, because it's going to be hard for her to be intimate with someone when she's seen her parents doing it. And again, it's not like a thing that, it's not an evil thing from the parents. It's just so unfortunate that she's seen this and you thought she was out. It's the fact that you haven't done this stuff, you know, for the 18 years that she's been in the house. Like, clearly you were trying to hide this from her, which is like a good thing as a parent, obviously. It's just so unfortunate that the first night you think she's out, she's not actually, you know, she's came back early. Oh, this is just a horrific situation. Anyway, donuts, I hope you have enjoyed this video. We have actually done a confessions video previously about 6 or 7 months ago, so go and watch that now, because that one has some of the wildest confessions that have ever been put on Reddit. Genuinely will not believe. If you thought the ones in this video were bad, your mind will be blown.
Kirkham, baby.